Hi, hope everyone. My name is Mr. Fruit, and welcome to the definitive Overwatch 2 tier list. But this isn't just any tier list. This is the ultimate low elo tier list. Hey, I'm like you. I went looking for tier lists. And there's plenty out there. And each one starts with like, yeah, I'm like a top 500 player. I'm a grandmaster player. This is like the 1% of the 1%. But what that fails to explain is why their lowest tiers are absolutely ramming me up the butt in bronze and silver and gold. So I'm here to give you some advice on the things that'll work for you in low elo, because it's a clown fiesta down here. Now, I've gotten everything to gold, and undoubtedly, I'll be like Grandmaster within a week, probably. So I'm gonna give you insight on the things they don't want you to know, because let's be honest, you watching this, majority of you watching for tier lists, you're bad, or average, like myself. You're not the 1%. I, too, used to aspire to go pro in video games. 15 years later, here I am. So let's not mince any more words. Let's get into it. I'm probably just going to go down the line here. Starting with Soldier 76, I think is a pretty solid A. Now, why is that? Absolutely brain dead. You played another shooter, but you never played Overwatch. Odds are you're going to play Soldier. He's just the Call of Duty dude. He can sprint. He shoots. Hit scan. Got a rocket launcher thing, and his ult is literally an aimbot. So I gotta say, yeah, low elo, it's kind of hard to be bad at Soldier. Always a pretty good bet, and he can help counter a lot of other things you'll see. So Ana is tricky. I'm gonna put her in B, because in low elo, there's a pretty big variance of Anas. There is the Ana who I'm trying to heal you, but I can't hit a shot for the life of me. My Ana. And then there are other Anas who are quick-scoping, hitting every single sleep on every Genji ultimate, and anting everybody at the perfect time. Now, see, I have a pretty good win rate on Ana, because when all else fails, just nano your Reinhardt. As long as they have primary fire bound, you're probably good. We have Ashe. I'm a little biased. One of my favorite characters to play. I'm going to put her up with A. And most people are probably going to yell at me. Like, Ashe isn't better than Soldier, but she's more fun to play. Checkmate. She also has Bob, the companion, who I somehow always throw off a cliff. I tell Bob to do something. Whoops, I told him to jump off a cliff. And the poor guy, he's a ride or die. He'll do whatever you say, so he jumps off the cliff. Plus, if you're getting flamed, you can throw dynamite in the middle. Shoot it. It'll help inflate your DPS numbers, so you can pretend that the loss wasn't your fault. Here we've got Bap. I'm gonna be honest, I'm putting him S tier. And it's pretty much because of his ultimate immortality field. What the high elo people don't know is Bap actually has a buff in low elo, where his immortality field still functions, but is invisible to the enemy team. Because none of them know you can shoot it and destroy it. But that's neither here nor there. Immortality field is nuts. He can also do damage. Got good healing. Again, immortality field. Freaking stupid as freaking. He's good. We've got Bastion. Wouldn't know he's disabled. LMAO. But I did get to play a little bit with him. I know a lot of people put him low tier. I actually wouldn't put him that low. Probably C. I think he has his uses. His ult is kind of dog water. But if the enemy team has a Reinhardt, they can't help but hold their shield the entire duration you have Sentry Form. So you just destroy the barrier. It's free. Next, we have Brigitte. I like her. I'm going to put her C. I feel like she should be higher, and I do like her because she really do be unga bunga. I put her C because just like me and most other Brigittes in this elo, we don't realize that we're not supposed to be the front line. News to me, I know. So I'm in there diving, fighting for my life, but that's not what you're supposed to do. So she's fun because I hold W, but I shouldn't be holding so much. The idea is you're with your team whacking people and healing, not diving the enemy team, whacking and not healing people. We got Cassidy. Big fan. Loved him in Overwatch 1. One of the first golden guns I got. And I gotta say, big fat D for this guy sucks. All right, he's not like full on D, but the problem is whatever their hit scan character is just better than Cassidy. Now here's the thing. If you're a mechanical god at Cassidy, oh, he's up in the ranks. But that's the case for most characters. And again, this is a low elo tier list. So my Cassidys, they can't even hit a high noon. I know it seems heretical to put him under these, and it is, frankly. I don't think he's I think he's probably a little better than Bastion. But you see, what we got to do here, dog water. I want to reiterate that this tier are people that are just bad across the board. Hopefully they get buffs, kind of dog water. You know what I'm saying? Because every time I'm hovering Cassidy, I'm like, oh yeah, I could go Cassidy. But why do that when I could be Ashe, Sojourn, Soldier, literally anyone else. Doomfist. Oh, Doom. We're going to put you... Dog water. Yep, that's... I think this is similar to higher elos. There are some Doomfists that can be really annoying. They can dive in the back, punch things. But you see, here's the thing. A good Doomfist is annoying. A bad Doomfist is actually griefing. You are griefing your team. So as somebody on the other team, if you want to pick Doomfist, keep it up, buddy. You go for it. Even low elo players don't really shoot his absorb bullet thing. And without powering that up, he does nothing. Next, we have D.Va. Pretty high on the tier list. And top of the search list, if you know what I'm saying. They buffed her forehead, and with all the changes, they buffed her, it feels like. And she actually did receive some buffs since the beta, but that, or whatever. It's not important. She's pretty good, pretty annoying. The only difference is some low elo players don't realize you don't have to hold defense matrix for the entire duration. You can toggle it, but even if they do that, she's still pretty good. D.Va doesn't really need to peel, because no one knows how to do that anyway. Honestly, you don't have many mechanics. You can't really go wrong. You gotta go tank. Just pick D.Va. Oh, boy. Yep, here it comes. Genji. Genji. You know what? He's not S. Like, what? We have a higher tier. I like to call it the run. That's where Genji goes. Why? Well, not only does Genji currently have the highest win rate, I believe, with 5v5, one tank, the way not a lot of CC, this dude can be a terror. Literally, you probably are not playing a game without a Genji on at least one of the teams. And every time it's on the enemy team, I have my backline whining like, when, Genji's on us, come help us. I'm like, whatever. And they always die, and then I flame them. You know, what are you doing? Just don't die, forehead. But you see, I put him in the run tier because when he's on the enemy team, an absolute menace. And when he's on my team, well, you see, I don't even really have to elaborate for you to understand where I'm going with this. There are two Genjis. There's the enemy Genji, then there's my Genji. My Genji makes me want to accept a lever penalty. So whether Genji's on the enemy team or your team, they're a terror, run. Next, we have Hamster, Ball. Just dog water. Not even really much to say there. Poor guy tries. Yeah, he's kind of like Doomfist. A good Hammond can stay alive, can be annoying, and that's really about it. Countered by a whole bunch of stuff, and while bronze players are doing circles around the payload thinking they're so funny, your entire team is getting dove and killed. So, yes, that's me as Hammond on the payload doing circles thinking that I'm doing my job. Yeah. Next, we have Hanzo. He's kind of close to dog water, I'm going to be honest. I'm going to put him C. There's nothing inherently wrong with him. It's just the way Overwatch 2 plays and the meta, and it's... You got to be a good Hanzo to pull off a good game where your team's not going to be like, Hanzo, if you literally pick any other DPS, you will be more helpful. So he can be good, and the good news is sometimes you can just kind of let some loose, random headshot. You're like, I gotta pick, and you can pretend that, you know, you're the game changer. In reality, I totally meant to do that. Best part is dragons. Combo with any Zarya ult. Zarya's really popular right now. Teamfight won, so good job. Next, we got Roadhog, my dude. He's pretty low on the upper tier lists, but I'm going to put him about A. Because down here, in the depths of elo hell, he can be a menace. Now, if your team knows how to properly focus him, or one of your support just realizes, hey, if I go Ana, I just throw a nade at him, they don't have a tank. Unfortunately, none of my supports realize that. He's just tearing it up. He's hooking everything. He can go on the flank if he wants to. He can one-man army it. He heals himself. The survivability of Roadhog down here is criminal. Next, we have Junker Queen. Oh, my mommy. Most playtime. I love her to death. B tier. I think she's kind of in the middle. I think she's got potential. I can pop off on her. I like her. But for the most part, with some of the other tanks, you're just not bringing a lot. Like, I'll be honest, when I choose Junker Queen, sorry team, you don't have a tank, you have a third DPS. It's just, I'm a little beefier. She's mainly like a, hey, look at me, please shoot me, hey, focus me, stop, hey, wait, stop hitting my team. Guys, I'm here, pay attention to me. That's the kind of tank she is. Big playmaking abilities, she can get some good picks, she's got some cool stuff. Her sustain is meh without her ult, but if you're ulting just to heal yourself, you're throwing. Overall, I like her, but since they nerfed her commanding shot to the ground, she doesn't really offer her team too much utility, or she has no defensive capabilities, frankly. I think they just gave her little tweaks to be a little more utility for the team. Oh, man. Stonks her up. Next, we have Junkrat, which probably is going to hover around here. I'm putting him in the run tier. Like, bruh, what? With Genji? Yeah, dude. I have fought approximately, I think, 2 Junkrats my entirety of Overwatch 2. You know what my sleep paralysis demon is now? Every time it manifests? Junkrat. Junkrat is one of those characters, it seems. Not much play. You don't see a lot of them. So when you see somebody lock them in, they mean business. They're solo carrying games. It doesn't make any sense. Yeah, quick play Junkrats go to dog water. But insta-lock one-trick Junkrat ponies in low elo ranked, I'm scared. You know, I'm the support, like, hey, dude, just go Pharah. There's no way you don't lose to Junkrat. And in the kill feed, it's Pharah dying to Junkrat over. I'm like, how's this even happening? There's something about that little menace. But for those watching, you're like, oh, sheesh, well, then maybe I should play Junkrat. Don't. You're going to be in the dog water. I'm already going to tell you. If you don't already one-trick Junkrat, don't bother. Kiriko, wouldn't know. She isn't in ranked. Been playing her in quick play, though. I really like her. I know some people don't think she'll have the biggest impact. Personally, I'm putting her in the S tier. Why? Actually, that's a good point, because next to Bap, I wouldn't... Because Bap is like... Okay, so she's like A tier, simply because, one, fun to play. As a guy who always cues flex, a.k.a. support, it's fun to play Kiriko. So, makes me hate my life a little less. She's nimble, mobile. Her healing leaves a little to be desired. It's kind of tricky, especially navigating some fights. Her damage sucks if you can't hit headshots, but if you can hit headshots, nice. Her ultimate's busted. But more importantly, what I really like is her invulnerability. You make cool plays, then you can be like, oh my god, and nobody on your team realizes what you did, but you knew, and you know. And it was sick, wasn't it? Boom, Steve. Oh, goes up an S tier. We don't even need good Lucios. Like, I play Lucio, I suck with Lucio, and I'm like, dang, I feel ridiculous. You don't really need to heal, dude. Just stay on speed boost. Your team gets to hold W more, and then as long as you can hold your beat, just don't click the Q button yet. Don't click the ultimate button. Hold. Hold. Oh, they ulted? Okay, click it. That's it. Boom. Best Lucio in A. May is like C. Just the meta, and the way the fights, it's pretty rough for her, especially since you can't freeze anymore. Not a bad pick in the Genjis, who int. You can kind of punish them. If you can pull off some cool wall plays, that's really cool. But yeah, for the most part, just don't bother, unfortunately. We have Mercy, which is like, yeah, probably, oof. Okay, I'm going to put like A. Mercy's A. Close to S. But against Lucio and Bap, put it a little bit lower. Should probably be S tier for the fact alone that at low elo, guess what? It's pretty easy to play. Now, there are nuances to Mercy. Ways to play him a little better. True. Doesn't matter, though. Just hold left click when you're in a team fight for the most part. People are weak. If you're not, or you're poking, hold right click. Victory! I will say, you see, like, maybe low elo, I might even put him B. Low elo Mercies will see the first teammate die. Tunnel vision. Nothing else matters. I'm going to res that person. Doesn't matter who it is, how much impact it'll have. If it's safe, they go, they try to res, they die. Every fight without fail. Think before you res, and you're an A tier Mercy. Also, if you like pocket people, low elo, they don't know how to deal with it. They're like, Moira goes B. Why B? Because down here in this elo, there is no such thing as support Moira. It's DPS Moira, my Moira included, where they think, look at my damage, dude. I'm killing it. Means that they're doing good job. Meanwhile, all their tanks and everyone is dying, and they haven't thrown a single healing orb the entire game. Yeah. Those are Moiras down here. I challenge you to find a Moira that has more healing than damage at the end of a match. Which, by the way, if you're Moira, you don't have to hold down the left click. If you're always like, I can't heal you, I'm out of juice, you're doing something wrong. Literally just do psst, psst. You'd be surprised. It's like psst, that's like 140 healing or something, okay? So just little spritz. With that tip alone, people are gonna, that bumps her up to A. Orisa. Orisa do be juicy. Yeah. She is crazy down here. Probably A tier. She can be nasty. As long as you can hold some of your abilities and cycle through them pretty well, she doesn't die. She just won't die. You know, you're fortifying. Saying, oh my god. She just won't die. Okay, she's out of fortify. Now she's deflecting. I can't hit her with anything. Well, this is busted. Okay, and now she's fortifying again. Wait, how does this work? Not to mention her left click can just melt people. Javelin toss is fun. And her ultimate is hit or miss. It can be popping off, or everyone just runs out of it really quick. You don't do anything. But you live for those moments where it's like 5-man ult and you kill everyone. You're like, that was sweet, dude. Pharah, gonna put like A tier. Not quite S tier. She's good because no one in this elo can hit her. Normally, you'd be like, oh, it's a Pharah. Like, dude, switch to Soldier to counter Pharah. And then they do. And you would think, okay, sweet. We're shutting down the Pharah. Soldier can't hit Pharah. And like I said, if they have a pharmacy, she's never going to die. No one, everyone's stun locked. They're like, I don't know, dude. I don't know. Let's just sit and spawn. We got 4 minutes left. Let's just get this over with. Other than that, though, people know how to hit her. And she's not getting pocketed. I mean, I feel like she's otherwise in kind of a rough spot. But no, down here, hey, Reaper can be a menace. I'm going to say like A tier. He feels like he's in a pretty decent spot right now. His sustain and battles can be good. Down here, especially, his ult can be game-changing. And as long as people can hold on to the phase walk thing, whatever the fudge it's called, pretty good. You don't have to use it to leave fights. By the way, you can just use it to, like, avoid certain abilities or something. And you'd be surprised. Plus, it's one of those things where you can, like, TP behind the team. And there's one Zenyatta in the back, like, oh my god, guys, please help me. Reaper's in the back. And then the other 4 people on his team are like, la, we can't hear you, dude. Zen, shut up, heal me, dude. So Reaper's like, bet. We got Reinhardt. Honestly, A tier. He's up there. For the most part, I would put a lot of these a little bit higher. Because again, low elo. Almost everything is competitive or viable. Just how it is. I might even put Rein like S, simply because no one knows what to do with a Rein holding W. Rein will literally just hold up a shield, go forward. The enemy team's like, what the fudge? He can do that? And they back up and then you just get picked off. Plus, in this elo, every shatter is a fatty shat. So part of it too is he's easy to play, low skill floor. But remember, don't just always hold a shield. You can use corners or like, you know, let them hit you a little bit and let your healers heal you. Don't just hold your shield and let them blow it up. Because otherwise, what are you doing? We got Sugma. Big fan. Big fan of Sugma. Putting him like A. Simply because he's good and he can do really well down here. Surprisingly, a lot of people just don't know how to play Sugma. And I don't think it's that hard, but you'd be surprised. A good Sugma down here is like S, I think. Just ridiculous. But otherwise, he's down here. His ults can be big, but for the most part, being able to have the movable barrier, your damage alone hitting the backline, it's just super annoying. Everyone loves to shoot your absorb to give you extra health. In fact, I was like literally telling somebody, I was like, dude, stop. He gets extra health from that. And they were literally like, wait, really? I didn't know that. And this isn't like, they're not a new player. They've been playing Overwatch, but it's not important. Also, his boulder toss. Lots of damage. Big fan. I love playing Sugma. Sojourn. Sojourn do be popping. Sojourn be popping off right now. I'll even go as far to say I put her above Soldier right now, down here in the depths of elo hell. I don't know why, but every Sojourn I go against is hard carrying. It doesn't make any sense. They're just hitting everything. Ironically, I feel like they're least scary when they ult, because then they just end. I'll be honest. It's actually way easier. But Sojourn is crazy. Builds ult super fast. Hits things. If you can click the head with your railgun at 100%, picks left and right, bruh. Sombra. Ay, mi cabeza. Yeah, Sombra going run tier. Bet. She is a menace right now because when she's on the enemy team, she lives in our backline. And if I'm the support, I'm getting bullied. If I'm the DPS, I'm constantly having to try to come back to help my supports, while none of my other team does because they don't understand what peeling is. If I'm the tank, I'm constantly trying to be like, I'm trying, bro, but I'm fighting for my life up here. I'm trying to peel. Can you guys peel? No, they're dead. Okay, sweet. She's so annoying. You don't really have to aim. You hack them, and then you do like 50% extra damage to them, and then you get your EMP, and it's that easy. Even a bad Sombra down here is still a pretty good Sombra. A good Sombra down here, well, you're going to get out of elo hell real quick, let me tell you that. Although, interestingly enough, kind of the same Genji problem, which is why it's in the run tier. My Sombras activate invisibility at the beginning of the game, and they stay that way the entire game. Symmetra. Everyone has Symmetra in such low tiers. And I could understand that in the upper echelons. Here, brah, she's like A, easily. I don't even play Symmetra, but I like first insta-locked her in some comp games. And I was like, you know, I'm going to make a video where the challenge is don't get play the game with Symmetra, because right now I'm 100% for play the games. You just hold left click, hold W. You don't really need to aim. It's like Zarya, except you get your beam quicker and everything melts. Literally everything. Actually insane. I'm sure she can be easily punished way later on, but in this case, yeah, nobody knows what to do. Torbjorn, ready to work, is actually pretty good. I'm going to put him B tier. I actually think he's better than that, but you don't really see Torbjorns down here because probably the Torbjorn mains are upper, and the ones that do think that his playstyle is the turret. Now, he's good down here because, ironically, if you can put your turret in some pretty good places, or like in the back line to stop dive, you'd be surprised. Like, people will be sitting there. Nothing will be happening. They'll be getting targeted by the Torbjorn turret, and they're like, dude, what's hitting me? What's hitting me? How do I stop this? You can be like, dude, shoot the turret. They won't. I don't think they're physically capable of shooting his turret. Not to mention that he's got armor, which makes him a little tanky. He activates Molten Core or whatever, or his E, whatever the fudge, overcharge. Dude suddenly becomes a miniature Reaper, and you can melt tanks. He's got his little ultimate, which is actually kind of hard to hit sometimes. I mean, it's strange. But overall, I think he's criminally underrated in the lower elo brackets. I think if people got a little more hang of him, he'd be higher. Personally, when I'm playing him, I would say he's like A tier, but I think overall probably B. Cassidy and Dogwater are like kind of tough. Maybe need some changes. Dogwater's probably, unless they change other people, will need changes just with the how the game works. Here we have Tracer. Gonna put him like B. You're like, what? It's a diver. How could you not? Yeah. For some reason, most of my Tracers, they can dive, but they are incapable of doing much. They just kind of tickle and then just blink into Reinhardt's hammer. Or better yet, I have the team fight Tracers who think, hey, what if I just sit in the middle of our team and plink away? No, no. Please stop. That's not Tracer. You can't make that be Tracer. Okay, so just stop. Good Tracers are great. If you can be annoying, it's like kind of up there with Sombra because no one knows how to peel. You sit in the back, you can just terrorize the supports. But more often than not, I find the Tracers to not. Because unlike Sombra, Tracer needs to aim a little bit more. Widowmaker. I'm going to put a rest. I'm going to do it. Because no one knows how to play against Widowmaker down here, man. They don't understand the counters they can play. They don't understand how to not just walk down an open line of sight that she's, you know, hard scoping. I played a game on Junkrat, and it was like a Widowmaker's wet dream. I, the support, was having the worst time of my life. She never once had to move from wherever she posted up. If you can hit some headshots occasionally with Widowmaker, she can be ridiculous down here. Now, in the same vein, though, if you're not a great Widowmaker and the enemy team actually realizes, hey, what if we just dive a Widow? Suddenly you're down to DPS. Or you try and ego duel Widow, like I do all the time, and I quickly swap off. Yeah, don't try that either. Monkey. Putting him S tier. No brain, no aim. I'm a Winston main. He do be pretty strong. He does like the diving that, you know, like Doom and Hammond want to do, except he doesn't need anything else. He just has to jump in. Place a barrier, play in and out of it, shoot the supports, jump on the DPS. They hardly know what to have happen. Now, if your team doesn't understand dive, and none of them follow up, it can be tough if the enemy team actually, like, wait, maybe we should focus the monkey. But if, like, one or two other people on your team realize, hey, monkey went in, let's go in with him. Bruh, GG, go next. We got Zarya here. Hi, yeah. I'm putting a run tier in the lower elo brackets, okay? Because just kind of like Bap, Zarya has a hidden buff in low elo. Her barriers actually have a hidden passive called DPS magnetism. And what's incredible is when she pops a bubble, it makes the entire enemy team, aka my team, suddenly use everything to pop the bubble and stop. Bubble comes up, they go, ooh, they hit it all down, they stop focusing Zarya, and they're like, guys, Zarya barrier down. I challenge you to find an enemy Zarya that isn't at 100% charge all the time. Like, who's shooting her, man? Stop it. Because the problem is no one knows to focus her. If you're a Zarya in the lower elo brackets, here's a trick. Don't give anyone else a bubble. Walk towards the enemy team, click bubble on yourself, gather charge. You have another charge, but delay it a little bit, pop it, 100 charge. Bzzz, and before they realize, hey, maybe we should kill Zarya, you have another bubble, and by that, it's over. Even when I'm tank, like, I have to go Zarya to counter the Zarya. Zenyatta. It's like C. I'm gonna put him C. He can be good. He should be good, frankly. He should be able to do much. But what in reality, what happens is he sits in the back trying to do Zenyatta things. And if the enemy team has one person diving backline, this dude's dead 10 times out of 10. No one's going to peel for him. He's going to fight for his life. And it ain't going to work. Now, Trance, his ult, is good. But it's not quite as good as Overwatch 1, if you ask me. I feel like it's more favored towards quicker and more offensive ults right now. His Trance can shut some things down, but like I would take like Lucio's beat over Zenyatta's Trance all the time. His Discord can be cool, but again, it's one of those things, low elo, you Discord somebody, and they think that that means don't shoot that person, so they focus other people. Really fun. Really fun. His Spartan Kick's cool, though. That is, I enjoy that. And then we have Echo, which isn't here. I'll try and edit her in. I'm going to put her like C tier. Almost don't see any Echoes. If you do, they don't even realize that they should just ult to copy tanks, because then you would just win. No, they copy like the Genji, and they clearly have never played Genji. In reality, yeah, it just kind of feels like, for the most part, in low elo, a Pharah that people can actually kill. That, frankly, when I see it on the other team, I'm like, oh, sweet, free win. I don't know. I don't know where she is. I don't know if she's just in a bad spot, but it just feels like Echo has no impact on any game I've seen her in. And that's it. That is the definitive low elo tier list. You don't need to look elsewhere. Because look, you're probably like me. You're either bad, average, maybe slightly above average. Maybe you're trying to get back into like plat diamond like myself. Because we all got placed so low. Why? I don't know. But this gives you a better idea of what the meta is looking like, where AKA there really isn't a meta down here, and what you can use or abuse. For the most part, aside from Junkrat, abuse Genji, Sombra, Zarya. Like if you're a tank, you're not sure what to do, lock Zarya. You're a DPS, don't know, lock Genji or Sombra. And if you play Junkrat, well, just play Junkrat, because no one knows what to do, apparently. So hopefully you guys enjoyed, and hopefully this will help you. Probably won't. You know, I too have been like, man, maybe I should bust out Genji. And I make him look balanced, let me tell you. So again, take it your own risk, this tier list. Because again, down here in the lower elos, if you're mechanically gifted, just play a DPS that can, you know, capitalize on that, and you'll climb. Otherwise, just play who you're good at. There really isn't like, oh, this is bad, they're gonna hard counter you. That doesn't. Rock paper scissors don't exist down here. You know what I'm saying? So good luck, and subscribe if you haven't already, or don't. But I'd appreciate it.